Well, the weekend has turned out great. Nothing too chaotic. But today we're going to be reviewing ChocoPro 300, which is day one. This is the season finale in ChocoPro until they'll take a 10-day off until they come back. But as you know, we continue with more of New Japan Pro Wrestling, starting with the second rounds. We're going to see who's going to advance. And then, of course, we got more on NWA USA. And then after, we're going to be ending it with some news updates. Apparently, we have some tragic news and some very disturbing news. And, of course, some interesting bookings that you probably would be surprised to hear about. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome, everybody, to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J Rod here. So, let's begin with ChocoPro 300. This is day one. As you normally know, we have Valinaki opening up the show, giving the laydown of the matches. But he did say we do have a special ring announcer, and that is a former Super Asia champion, the person that Valinaki beat for the title, Minoru Fujita, who we haven't seen for quite some time. So, the entire time he has been ring announcing. Now, we have our opening match, the members of Colors. We got Yuko Sakurai and Saki taking on Black Komanachi, Tokiko Kihara, and Antonio Honda. Now, this was a very interesting matchup because I know Yuko Sakurai doesn't have the best track record in ChocoPro, but um, having Saki by her side, I'm sure things will be growth. But however, they have to avoid the dirty tactics, or should I say, the very interesting tactics from Antonio Honda in every aspect that he does. But one thing that did help is the fact that they tried to use the fan. It did not work in their favor, but it did allow for Saki to pick up a pin on Kikahara while Yuko put Antonio Honda on the ground to ensure he doesn't move, and it was over right from there. So Colors pick up their very first victory together as a team in ChocoPro. After that, we got singles competition. We have Tai Hamna versus Sayaka Obihiro. Now, this was a very interesting match. Now, those who know Hamna very well, she does have a bit of a judo or Brazilian jiu-jitsu style of wrestling. She can put you in a submission in any armbar position as possible. But you have like Sayaka, who has a bit of a striking technique with her hands. That kind of sets it in. But it was, of course, Hamna with the armbar onto Obihiro to force her to tap out, which she had no other choice. Next up, we have a very interesting six-person tag match. We have Shin Suzuki, Chon Shiru, and Sawadi Kamen taking on Ken Oka, better known as Mei Shiruga, teaming with the Best Bros, Balinaki and the actual Mei Shiruga. I feel bad for Balin because he has to deal with, well, he always has to deal with the nonsense with Mei Shiruga with his bro every single time. And now he has another bro that he has to contempt. And that is, of course, what's his name? Oh, yeah. Ken Oka, a.k.a. Mei Shiruga. But it was really funny how things were going. But it was the actual Mei Shiruga who picked up the win onto, who was it? Onto Common to pick up a win. I thought it was pretty interesting to see that these three really pick up a good win. Now, our main event is the Asian Dream Tag Team titles. Chico Shikawa and Sayaka taking on the champions CDK, Chris Brooks, and Masahiro Takanashi. I have to say, the match was incredible. I often spoken how these ladies have grown up a lot. They have shown everything what they can do in a tag team. I was impressed by them. I did talk about how I always did believe that Sayaka and Chi will be challenging for the tag titles. I have to say it was pretty good, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. It was of course by submission by Chris Brooks onto Sayaka that allowed them to retain the titles. Now for our jogging tournament, the best bros were eliminated. So was Colors. Now we got up to Antonio Honda who won the tournament, but however, there was someone they missed, and that person was Minoru Fujita. He won, and he won the chocolate all by himself without going through the entirety of the tournament. I thought it was really funny, but it was great. So keep in mind the following episode will feature day 2 of ChocoPro 300, and this one features the Super Asia Championship on the line. So keep that in mind. So I think that's pretty much it for this. I believe it's time for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Okay, New Japan Pro Wrestling. As I mentioned before, we are now beginning with second round matches. There are certain wrestlers, or in fact, they received a bye, so we're going to go from there. Now, our opening match, we have Oscar Lobe, the Young Lion, teaming with Toru Yano and Tama Tonga to take on the United Empire's um, Great Khan, Jeff Cobb, and Aaron Henare. Now, keep in mind, Aaron Henare has a date with Tama Tonga. These are two Tongans that would definitely will clash with each other regardless. But this is more of a preview. But the preview ended with Henare applying the Rampage onto Oscar Lobe. But you can tell by the intensity that Aaron Henare has often spoken about how this is his time, that no one's going to take it from him. But however, Tama Tonga's in that same kind of position where he knows he has to win this whole thing. We know he could do it. We just got to wait and see when that takes place. Now, our next match, we have TMDK consistent of Kosa Fujita and Zack Sabre Jr. taking on Bullet Club's El Fantasmo and David Finlay. Now, as you know, we have been seeing a little bit of tension with Bullet Club. Most specifically, ever since David Finlay joined, the other members seem they're okay with the idea, but El Fantasmo has like a bit of a problem. So much of this match is more like bickering of this and that, that kind of thing. But it was, of course, um, David Finlay with the Blue Thunder onto Vegeta to pick up the win. So you probably will see that somehow there is going to be a moment in Bullet Club Series something's going to happen. And I will talk about that on a separate video with the discussion about the history of Bullet Club. How do I think this is going to go? But that's another time. But let's move on. Our next match, we have, of course, the members of Just Four Guys, consistent of Doiki, Kanemaru, Taichi, and of course Taka Michinoku, taking on those morons, House of Black, the House of Torture, Dick Togo, Yujiro Takahashi, Sho, and Evil. Now you know the Dirty Tactics House of Torture has always been known for to ensure they're gonna win in every aspect. But like always, low blow by a Sho onto Kanemaru to pick up the win with a shock arrow. But you can tell by the look of Taichi who's not happy with the results of this win, knowing that House of Torture stole it. You know there's going to be a friction between them. But unfortunately, Taichi is no longer involved in the 5-star tournament. I wouldn't be surprised if he interferes, costing Evils his match. Now, our next match, we have Chaos members Tomo Ishii, Leo Rush, and Yo taking on LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi. I thought this match was great. Now, keep in mind, Leo Rush has a date with Hiromu for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. This is going to be an interesting matchup. But it was, of course, the last hour by rush to pick up the win onto Bushi, but sending a clear message to Hiromu that he will be coming for him. Next up, we got the other members of the United Empire, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, and Will Ospreay taking on Tomoaki Hamna and our current IWGP Tag Team Champions, Bushimon, Yoshihashi, um, and Hiroto Goto. Now, this is a very interesting match. Now, there's the moment where we're seeing the Aussie Open, Fletcher and Davis, they have their sights set on the IWGP heavyweight tag team titles. But however, there's another factor that could play out. Um, as you know, one of the matches involving in the second round is between a United Empire showdown between Mark Davis and Will Ospreay. Now, you probably can sense things are going to go well, but however, Will Ospreay but who was it? Had Hamna right where he wanted him for the hidden blade until Mark Davis tagged in and then took the matters in own hands with the Coriolis with Fletcher, giving him the win. But however, Aaron Howard thinks that things are going to go well. Things could change at the moment. We just don't know how. We have seen where members of their own respective factions sometimes they play a little dirty in order to win the match. Now, our next match, this is a very interesting one. We have Ren Narita and Shota Umino teaming up for the first time in a long time, taking on the Dream Team, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. I thought this match was great. Now, keep in mind, you know for a fact that somehow Shota Umino would love to have another crack at these guys, but is no need because apparently the Rainmaker put away Narita and giving himself and Tanahashi a good win. Now, our last two matches involving the New Japan Cup second rounds, we have, of course, Chase Owens versus Tetsuya Naito. This is one of those matches where people say Naito could possibly win. He's a fan favorite due to the fact that he would stop at nothing to go back to the top, which Will Ospreay felt his time is up. It's time for guys like him to step up. But however, it was of course with the victory roll onto Chase to pick up the win. No Destino this time because Destino seems like Chase Owens can suspect it at any given time. Now our main event is Sanada versus Kenta. I thought this match was so insane. You can tell that Kenta would stop at nothing to cut corners to win in every way possible. But it was Sanada with that unknown move that he caused that allowed him to win. Now, we still don't know what it is, but he is still alive in the tournament. I don't know who will be facing next, but it's going to be good. So I think that's pretty much it with New Japan. I believe it's time for NWA USA. Okay, NWA USA. It opened up with a very interesting women's tag team match. Pretty Empowered 2.0, which consisted of Roxy and Ella Envy. They take on what's their names? Jay-Z Love and Ruthie J. Now, we've seen Ruthie J in a recent Power event where she takes on Camille. She came up short on that one. But however, you know the dirty tactics when it comes to a Pretty Empowered. They know they have to cut corners in order to pick up the win, and that's exactly what they kind of did until they applied the code breaker of a combo in order to pick up the win onto Jay-Z Love, and right there, they win it. Now, our next match, we have several wrestlers. I don't know who they are. Chico Adams and Real Drago taking on the Dirty something. So anyway, these guys, I don't know. But it was a very interesting matchup, but I just wasn't too much of a feel. I just thought that we could get like some other wrestlers that we already know, but no, not this time. So, but however, it's Drago who picked up the win. Now, our next match, we have another women's match. We have Woad, or better known as Weapon of Ass Destruction, taking on Samantha Starr. I thought this match was pretty good because if you guys ever seen Woad, she is a very strong competitor. But however, Samantha Starr is trying to push herself to get on top, and that's exactly what she did when she applied the Starstruck DDT, giving her the W. Now, our main event features Daisy Kill, who we seen recently on Power when he attacked Trevor Murdoch. We don't even know who he is, but his opponent is Russ Freeman. Fortunately, Freeman did not win this match. He ended up in a small package, giving Daisy Kill uh, the win. But we still don't know much about uh, Daisy Kill because it's still unknown. But we don't even know what's the purpose of him attacking Trevor Murdoch. So we'll just wait and see till then. But right now, let's just end it right here with the reviews. Let's move on with some news updates. All right. Welcome to our news updates. First things first, we want to give our condolences and prayers to Arn Anderson and his family. They announced on their Twitter page that Arn Anderson's eldest son, named Barrett, passed away. He was only 37. I cannot express enough what Arn Anderson's feeling. I know if you guys know this, for someone like me and possibly guys who are probably in the same age or younger than me, you always thought when we grow up that when we get older, our parents get older, it's our job to bury them. But when it comes to a parent burying their child, no matter how old they are, that is the worst thing anybody could happen. So we'll be sending our prayers and thoughts to Arn Anderson and the rest of the Anderson family. Now, as you know, I put in a recent episode on the news updates, Rey Mysterio has been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. It's now been revealed that Conan will be inducting him. I know people have often talked about how Conan is not allowed to be on WWE's events, but however, they got the approval to give Conan that permission. So we'll see how that plays out too. Wrestling Revolver for the Thursday event. We're gonna have the debut of Damian Chambers. If you guys don't know who he is, he was this wrestler who keeps appearing in Wrestling Revolver, getting his ass kicked on many occasions, demanding an opportunity. But now he appears he may get it, so someone can finally shut him up. Uh, this was an urgent announcement coming from Yoshi Promotion. Diana. They announced that Stardom talent Miyu Amasaki will be making her presence known on the 24th of March for the Future Sight event. This is not the first time we've seen Stardom wrestlers appear in Diana. We know that last year Mina and Unagi were doing a tag team match in their promotion, but they failed to get. They were unable to obtain the title. So that's pretty much what we know. This next one is a very disturbing story. Um, Luchadora from CML, native from Chile, named Stephanie Vakir, I think that's her name. Unfortunately, there was an attempt on her life by a fellow luchador named Cuatrero. Reports were saying that he was initially trying to strangle Stephanie. This is the most disturbing thing ever. However, it was already revealed that the DA's office um, in Mexico City has issued a warrant for his arrest, which of course they did. But unfortunately, a Cuartero um, apparently brought dishonor to his family in some ways. Those who don't know who Cuartero is, he is a second generation wrestler. His father was known as Cien Caras. Um, this is devastating for the family for what they're going to. But however, he is part with his brothers known as La Nueva Generación de Manita, which is the Manita was a name that apparently Sin Caras and his brothers used in the back in the day. So I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but apparently they did say the brothers are gonna go their separate ways, not to cause a problem with getting any blowback from what Cuartero did. We don't know what's the extent of his sentence or anything, but I will stay apprised. But many of luchadors, especially the female wrestlers in Mexico, are pulling through for Stephanie. Hopefully she'll be fine. Um, I'm sure that she'll get the love and support from everybody going through this ordeal. I think that's pretty much it right now with news updates. So let's just call it a day. So I hope everybody enjoys this episode coming up. We still got day 2 of ChocoPro 300. Stand by for that. And we got more on New Japan Pro Wrestling. I yet to see some of the much recent events by GCW and hopefully others, but we'll see from there as we speak. We still got more of the Stardom events. I haven't yet to see those, but I'll get to those as soon as possible whenever it comes up. But right now, let's just do what we do best. So at the moment, let's just go with ChocoPro and New Japan. And if there's anything else, I'll surprise you all. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.